Okay, we're still gonna do a tutorial on how to fix the bass in your kick drum in case your bass is not good. Took a while to find a project of mine where I can show it, because obviously all my kick drums are good except this one, because yeah, I was just looking through this and really thinking, what the hell did I do here? It's a bit older one, but yeah, remember I still had to fix this one. Basically I just got 4 sounds here. One is supposed to be a hi-hat or something. Sounds great. Sounds also great. And yeah, you see it's routed to the kick drum channel, and this one to that kick drum channel, and that kick drum is to the kick total, and this one is routed to that kick drum channel and routed to kick drum. It's really like, what the hell did I do here? But well, it sounds kind of nice. And basically here I got a limiter, and here as well, so it's one big distorted mess. And yeah, now I have to clean it up. It was really something like, oh yeah, let's just do that, and this is gonna be a problem for future Rick. And yeah, no, future Rick is sitting here and it's like, what the fuck, man. But okay, let's fix the bass. So basically with the bass, you always want to know, how do I want it? That's the first thing you have to ask yourself. What is good bass? First of all, of course, we want to be able to listen to it. I already put a Maximus here, which I usually do, but to make it simpler, I'll just use parametric EQ. You want to be able to listen to the bass. So this one, make a low pass. Bit steeper. So now I can listen purely to the bass and how that sounds. Is this a good one? This one I need. So you also kind of hear it's kind of one big chunk of bass, and you want a good stomp in it. Pretty much a good kick that has a good bassy punch. Really the hit that hits you in the face. And after that, yeah, there could be some bass in the body. The less bass you do, the more rhythmic it will sound, but it will also sound a bit less heavy. On the other hand, if you put too much bass in the tail, then the next punch doesn't sound as hard anymore. So kind of have to find a middle road. Usually I don't use too much. And what's also nice is to have a bit of an going up in volume in the tail, so that you also get a bit of a rhythmic, like doo-doot, doo-doot, doo-doot. Okay. So good one here is I can just turn it on and off. Also, I think my mouse is behaving a little bit weird because of my 4K screen, and OBS Studio doesn't really like that. So just have to look where something is changing. Oh yeah, that's also a nice effect with this distorted, weird project. Always nice to have a little surprise. Okay, so what are we gonna do? First of all, I want to know what frequency is that the kick drum is in, the note. Yeah, with all the distortion it's a little bit difficult, but we're gonna put it before the distortion. Let's see, I want this one. gonna put this one a bit lower. Also gonna put a parametric EQ here and a tuner. So the tuner is gonna see what the note is in, and parametric EQ, this is a little trick, especially when it's distorted. It can be really hard for the tuner to see what the note is. But if you filter everything except the bass, then it's easier for it. Usually the distortion, it adds a lot of not harmonics in the upper end, but in the low end not that much, so it's easier. And we got a winner, it's an F. Can maybe also see if I don't use this one, what it says then. Okay, so in this case it wouldn't make that much difference. It recognized the F anyway. So, gonna take these off again. Oh, got a nice delete button now. Goodbye. And gonna add 3 times oscillator. Where are you? There. So this is going to be the bass. I'm gonna make a separate channel for it. Actually gonna make 2 extra channels because I want to put it on the same bus as the kick, but not on this one because this one has a big limiter and everything. I don't want to mess it up. So this one is gonna be usually I call it kick oscillator, and then this is going to be kick master. So the kick total, you're going to kick master, and so are you. So why am I adding the kick master? That is because once you've made the right balance between these two, so I'll put them like this so it's a bit more obvious. Once you made the right balance between these two, and for instance you want to make the kick a little bit softer, then you can just pull this one and the balance stays the same. So not that you pull this one and then you have to pull this one the same amount or have to rebalance everything again. So that's a good practice to do. So bass. Oh yeah, and I want this one in F. Yeah, you can do it right here. That's what I usually do, but I don't feel like figuring out how that works because it's a bit confusing which note you're on. So I'll just do it like this. But yeah, the other way is a bit better because you can just copy paste everything here. Sounds nice. So here, I only want 1 oscillator, so the volume of this is going down. Which waveform you use, that's up for debate. Most people use a sinus, but yeah, lately I've been doing the saw wave mostly, but then you do have to add a EQ. I'll show in a minute. So first also I want a bass note. Sounds deep enough, I guess. Yeah, on this one. And then you, with the volume envelope, you can decide how you want to form it. So first of all, no attack, release off, hold gone, sustain off. And now you can decide how long it is. So that's the first step. Also, I'm gonna put it on the saw already because that's better audible. I'll explain in a moment. Let's see what this sounds like. Okay. So the thing is, if you use a sinus, it's already at the right harmonic. Parameter EQ is a good one to show that. Sinus only does one harmonic. Good thing about the saw is it has the most harmonics, as you can see. And yeah, of course, the upper harmonics we don't want. You don't want the bzzz sound. But this one here, around 100 hertz, well, in this case 136 or something, or 130, it falls with the second harmonic of the kick drum. You can play a little bit with it. So in my experience, it glues better with a kick drum. So I always use a saw nowadays. It's also interesting to notice how there's also sound here. It's not a very clear waveform. Anyway, so we're gonna add that to the kick drum on this one. So this is the rest of the kick drum. I'll add an EQ for now. Not sure if I'm gonna keep this one, but I want to hear what the bass sounds with it. Taking all the bass off. Yeah, it's not a lot of bass, of course. So now we can really shape what we want the bass to sound like. So maybe a little bit more tail. Maybe a little bit of hold. Usually I want, so I put this EQ here, but usually I don't do that. Usually I mix them a little bit, but you have to watch out with phasing issues, because the bass waveforms can be opposite of each other, or a little bit off opposite, so they cancel each other out, and then you don't have much bass left. Interesting to hear how much, if you pull this lower, the bass gets harder. There might be a phasing issue as well. So let's see what happens when I put the bass opposite, if I can do that. No, not sure. Too used to using samples. That's better, I guess. Let's try it out with all the patterns. Of course, I have to put it up here again. And that's everything to this trick. So kick drum is not really fixed yet. In total there's a lot of more stuff I need to do, like the mids and the punch. But this is how to fix the bass.